All right, traders, Smart Money Rich here again, and today is the first Friday of this month, and you guys know what it means when it's always the first Friday of the month. NFP, non-farm payroll. So today I'll be teaching you guys and other of my students at the Happy Forex Academy how to trade NFP. So stay with me, guys. If you love videos like this, if you want to know how to trade the non-farm payroll, just make sure to watch this video to the end, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Let's go. Alright, guys, so today we want to use this opportunity to talk about fundamental analysis, and we also be trading live with habit. Now, technical analysis, as much as it is important, you also need to have some knowledge about fundamental analysis, most especially when it comes to NFP, the non-farm payroll, right? When we talk about fundamental analysis, we are talking about looking into an economy of a country. Do you understand? Because the economy is what drives the currency. When you are trading a currency, it simply means you are trading the strength or the weakness of an economy. So when you understand how an economy works, it helps you understand which currency you should be buying and which currency you should be selling. Because an economy that is not doing well, the currency are going to be weaker. But economy that is doing well, the currency is going to be what? Stronger. So when you understand this, you're going to pick the economy, the currency of an economy that is doing well, and trade it against the currency of an economy that is not doing well. It's just like Naira and dollar. If I ask you to choose a currency that you want now, everybody will choose dollar. Why? Because the country is doing well, their currency tends to have value. And when their currency tends to have value, this economy attracts investors. Do you understand? So today we'll be talking about the non-farm payroll, which is NFP. So the non-farm payroll report is a key economic indicator for the United States. It represents the total number of paid workers in the US, excluding those employed by farms, the federal government, private households, and non-profit organizations. Do you understand? Now, when we are talking about looking into the non-farm payroll, we are simply trying to look into the United States economy. We want to know how many people were employed over the last month. Do you understand? Now, when we talk about employed people, in an economy where a lot of people are being employed into the workforce, you expect that economy to be growing. Do you understand? You expect money to flow in that economy. You expect that economy to boom, right? Because there are more employed people in an economy. It simply means that more people will be earning at the end of every month. Do you understand? Now, if people are earning salary at the end of every month, they are going to spend more money. Do you understand? And when people spend more money in an economy, it will boost the economy. And when the economy boosts, it will make the country's currency to gain strength. Do you understand? And it will also help their GDP. When we talk about like GDP, we are talking about what the country produces. Do you understand? So if we have like 50 people working in a company, right? And we have another company producing the same, let's say for example, we have a company that produces this share. But this company A has 50 workers. And we also have another company that produces the same share, but they have 200 workers. Do you know that country B is going to produce more shares monthly due to the numbers of workers they have compared to company A? Do you understand? So this helps the GDP to grow because there are more people that are working More people are earning salary, so it helps their economy. So when we talk about non-farm payroll, we are simply looking at the people that have been employed over the last month to work for the economy or in companies. Do you understand? So the NFP report is typically released on the first Friday of each month. Like today, right? We believe today is the first Friday of this month. That's why this report is coming out. It always comes out the first Friday of every month. You understand? And it also provides the total monthly increase or decrease in paid US workers. You know, when things are hard in a country, companies will start to do what? Sack their workers. But if things are going well, companies will start to do what? Employ workers. So economy uses this report to know if the economy is growing or if the economy is not growing. Do you understand? Because if there are more workers being employed last month, it simply means that the economy is growing. That's why company gets to do what? Employ more workers. Now, when we talk about investors, right? Investors are more concerned, especially when it comes to NFP, because this is what shows if an economy is going to be experiencing what we call inflation, recession, or to know if the economy is simply booming. Do you understand, guys? So now, the report consistently causes one of the most significant rate movements of any news announcement in the foreign exchange market. As a result, many analysts, traders, investors, funds managers, and speculators anticipate the NFP number and its impact on forex, right? So I'm going to show you how these people anticipate the numbers that will be coming out, right? So now let's talk about why traders should care. Do you understand? Because I know a lot of you guys will now be thinking like, so what's my business with NFP? What's my business with the economic, the United States economy? What's my business with people that are being employed or people that are not being employed? Now, as a forex trader, you need to understand that NFP matters a lot to your trading decision. Do you understand? So why do forex traders care about NFP? The NFP has a direct impact on the US dollar. How many of you guys trade gold here? If you trade gold, you trade Euro USD, GBP USD, you trade any pair that has to do with the dollar, then you always have to pay attention to what? NFP, because this influences the price of dollar, which then influences the price of any currency that is trading against the dollar. Do you understand, guys? So now, the first one is this: strong NFP, actual, greater than forecast, suggests economic growth. This usually leads to the rise in interest rates, making the US dollar bullish, meaning the currency is going to be what? Stronger. The actual, if it is greater than the forecast, we'll get there, right? I'll show you guys what the actual is and what the forecast is. But if the actual is greater than the forecast, it simply means that the US dollar is strong, and this is going to attract more investors. Do you understand? More investors are going to invest in the United States economy. More investors are going to invest in the US dollar, and this is going to cause the US dollar to do what? To gain more strength. And if you're trading against the Euro USD, dollar is going to do what? Sell Euro USD. Gold is going to sell and dollar is going to gain more strength. Do you understand? Now, the second one, weak NFP, actual, less than what? Forecast. This suggests an economic slowdown. This may lead to a lower interest rate, making the US bearish. So when we talk about interest rates is the interest you get to pay when you borrow money from your bank. Do you understand? Now, your bank can ask you to come and borrow money, but do you know you're going to pay interest on that money? Do you understand? So if an economy is hiking the interest rates, more investors will come to do what? To invest in that economy, because everybody wants to make a huge amount of money on their interest. Like you, if someone says, okay, I want to borrow money. Let's use A and B. Let's say this guy is A, this guy is B, and you want to borrow $100, right? This guy is telling you that you want to borrow them money. Do you understand? This guy is saying, borrow me $100, I'll pay you 1%. This guy is saying, borrow me $100, I'll pay you 10%. Who do you borrow the money to? To this other guy. Yes. So when the actual is greater than the forecast, it means that the central banks are going to do what? Hike interest rate, which is going to attract investors, and from this the economy is going to gain more strength. But if the actual is lesser than the forecast, this is going to chase investors away. Nobody wants to borrow somebody's money and then the return will be small. Everybody wants everything they do to bring in good amount of what? Profit. Do you understand, guys? So now let's talk about how to trade the NFP itself. Do you get how to trade the non-farm payroll report? The non-farm payroll report impacts forex and day trading based on expected and actual results. Traders generally view an addition of more than 100,000 as what? As an indicator of a growing economy. This 100,000 is 100,000 workers. So it means that if this economy added more than 100,000 workers, it signals that the economy is what? Growing. But if the economy added less than 100,000 workers, it might signal some economic downturn. Do you understand? So now, traders generally view an addition of more than 100,000 workers as an indicator of a growing economy, and an addition of a fewer than 100,000 jobs as an indicator of a declining economy. They base trading decision on the report. Do you understand, guys? All right, so everybody has this. This is Forex Factory. Now, this is how you're going to trade NFP. So if you look here, you see that we have the date. Today is May 8th, 2026, which is Friday. Then you have the time here when the news will be coming out. You see, under 130, we have the US, which is the currency it will be affecting. We have this news that will be coming out by 120. It will be affecting the pounds. Then we have another news that will be affecting the CAD and the US dollar. Now we are focused on NFP, which is on the US economy, right? Now you see the impact. The impact in red simply means that that news is a high volatile news. That's why the impact here is in red. So some of you might have your own folders. Some folders might show different colors. Do you understand? But for me, I don't really focus on those other folders that are like yellow, white, and the rest, because they are not as high impact as the red folders. So now you see we have the folders here. This is where you're going to look at the details. So if you click on it, the NFP, you click on it, you're going to see. So once you click on it here, you're going to see all the details. Now this release comes from the Bureau of Labor Statistics in the United States. Now, change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry. Now, if you have a farm and you employ people, it doesn't count. Do you understand? They don't count people that works for farms. Do you understand? So now, the actual greater than the forecast is good for what? Is good for the currency. Release monthly, usually on the first Friday after the month ends. Do you understand? So now, if you look here, you're going to see the actual, the green, the forecast, the black, previous can be red, whatsoever color. Now, this actual is going to be the actual news, the actual results. Do you understand? Now, if you look at today's own, this is today's own. The actual does not have any number yet. Do you understand? But you see the previous month, the actual have a number. The reason why the number is not out yet is because the news is not out. So if the actual, when the news comes out, if the actual is greater than this, do you understand? It means that the US dollar is going to be strong, it's going to be bullish, gold is going to sell. But if the actual is less than this number, then it simply means that the US dollar is what? Weak. It means that the US employed few workers compared to what the forecasters were expecting. Do you understand? So now if you want to trade the NFP, you're going to be looking at what? The actual and the forecast. The forecast here for today's NFP, they are expecting the news to come to be what? 65K. Do you understand? So now I told you guys earlier that now investors, everybody like traders, we are always looking for jobs, employed people above 100,000 upward to be positive for a currency, and anything lower than 100,000 is negative for the currency. And these guys are actually saying that the news is going to come out to be what? 65K. Anything greater than this is going to be good for dollar. We are going to be expecting to sell gold, to sell Euro USD, to sell GBP USD, to buy USD JPY, to buy USD card. You're going to buy any, you guys know the base and the quote currency. So now let's say we have gold. We have gold. Let's start with Euro USD. We have Euro USD. We have GBP USD. We have XA USD. We have USD card, right? And we have USD JPY, right? Which other pair again that has USD at first? You know, all the first currency are the base, the second currency are the quotes, right? Now, if this comes out to be, if the actual comes out to be greater than the forecast, all these ones, they are going to do what? Sell. Sell. And these ones are going to buy. Do you understand? Then if this comes out to be lesser than forecast, then all of these guys are going to what? Buy. While these ones are going to sell. So actual greater than forecast is good for the US dollar. Do you understand? But actual lesser than forecast is bad for the US dollar. So now, how to trade the non-farm payroll? I think I've made some explanations. Do you guys understand? So I said the non-farm payroll report impacts forex and day trading based on expected or actual results. You understand? What we expect or the actual result that comes out. Now, traders generally view an addition of more than 100,000 workers as an indicator of a growing economy, and an addition of a fewer than 100 workers as an indicator of a declining economy. Do you understand? So they base their trading decisions on this report. We are going to buy dollar and sell gold, or we are going to buy gold and sell dollar based on the actual result. So right now, the reason why we are here is we are waiting for the news to come out for us to know the direction that the market will be trading. Do you understand? So now, if the news comes out to be better, right, then we expect the market to be bearish for gold, because that will cause gold to do what? Sell, since the news is in favor of the US dollar. Do you understand? Now, most times what actually happens is this. You're going to see the market spike to the downside just before the news, and then it shoots to the upside. Or the market shoots to the upside just before the news, and then it pushes to the downside. Now, if you guys want to learn more about news trading, economic, just go to my YouTube channel. I have a video on economy. I have a complete course on everything I've just talked about, right? Now, this is like 5 videos, a complete course on fundamental analysis, interest rates, how to trade CPI, how to trade interest rate, how to trade GDP growth, and how to trade unemployment rate as well. Do you understand? So once you go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to get this course for free. Do you get it now? So just go and watch it, because it is very, very important to your trading. You need to understand how economy works. That's the major thing that you need to know, because the economy is what sets the direction of the currency. Do you understand? Now, when you understand how the economy works, technical analysis will be very, very easy for you. Do you get? Because if a currency is going to sell, it's going to be the reason because the economy is not performing well. And if a currency is going to be strong, it's going to also be a reason because the economy is performing well. You use the Nigerian economy and the US economy, for example. Our economy is not doing well. We don't have enough employed people. Money is not circulating. Everything is going down. Investors are running away. But if you look at the United States, we have Tesla, we have Apple, we have big companies that are investing there, and they are also employing more workers. That's why you see like the current deal that Trump wants to have with the European Union right now. Trump is telling the European Union that they are going to pay 25% tax on any car they bring into the US to sell. Do you understand? But if they come and build that company in the United States, they are not going to be paying tax. Why is he giving them that deal? Because if they come and build the company in the United States, they will get to employ their own citizen, which is going to help their economy grow. Do you see the whole deal there? So that's why you need to understand all this economics so that it can help your trading. A lot of people will not tell you these things. They will not tell you how important economy is to trading decisions. You understand? But it's something you need to know as much as you've dedicated yourself to trade forex. So as you guys go to my YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe. So that will be all, guys. That will be all for NFP today. Abby will be coming by 1:30 so we can trade and make money together. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more videos like this to come your way. Thank you, guys.